So this is my spreadsheet board and my picks. And this one right here, Marchall at Notre Dame. Now, I expected Notre Dame to win this, but I took the points. Marchall just picked off Notre Dame with about 3 minutes left. They're up 26-15. Marshall's going to pull off this upset. Marchall has gone into South Bend barring something absolutely ridiculous. I warned Notre Dame fans. I did try to warn you that this will be an adjustment year. You will take a step back this year. No, Marcus Freeman, he's a great... How do you know that? And I'm not even saying that he's a bad coach. I just knew there would be a huge adjustment. I thought they played Ohio State good, except for the offense. Marchall had their number. Something is wrong in South Bend when it comes to their offense. It's time to panic. It is time to panic. This is probably, I can't remember if Clemson was ranked in the top 10 whenever Marchall went on the road and beat them in Death Valley. I don't think. This is probably the biggest win in Marshall's history, going on the road and beating a top 10 Notre Dame. Now, to be honest with you, Notre Dame has no business being in the top 10. That makes absolutely no sense. I dropped them well out of my top 10. Number 6, Kansas State. They're just now showing up. Marchall did go on the road and beat number 6, Kansas State. So this is not the highest ranked team that Marchall has beaten on the road. And I remember that game as well. They beat them 27-20. So that's the biggest win as far as on the road against a ranked opponent. But I also remember them going on the road and beating Clemson. Clemson fans still talk about this. But, man, Notre Dame fans, oh, man, this is going to be a long season. Is Notre Dame going to miss a bowl because of this? Because their offense is basically non-existent. Now, I will say this. As I'm making this video right now, there's still about 3 minutes left, okay? And Notre Dame, I think they used their last timeout. Might be 4th down. So I think Marchall has to punt, but no, it's 3rd down. Excuse me, it's 3rd down, 2:52. So they will be able to run a little bit more clock. I don't think Notre Dame has any more timeouts. No, they don't. So they'll be able to run this down to around 2 minutes and 10 seconds, something like that. But Notre Dame would have to score onside score. So we're getting into miracle category. For Notre Dame to win this game, we're getting into miracle category. I don't see it happening. Marchall, this is a huge upset. Huge upset. Well, Notre Dame did score with 14 seconds left, and so they needed an onside kick. It looked like they had it at first. Marchall was not positioned very well, and Notre Dame, all they had to do was follow the ball, and it looked like they were following, but they didn't fall on the ball. Marchall falls on the ball, and now all they have to do is kneel it, and as a 20.5-point underdog, Marchall upsets mighty Notre Dame. My gosh, Notre Dame is bad this year. This is going to be a long season for Notre Dame fans. Probably one of the worst losses in program history. I don't know where you go from here. I had this as a guaranteed win on your schedule when I did my schedule prediction for Notre Dame. Nope, that didn't happen. But I appreciate it. I took Notre Dame, but I also took the points. Marchall wins, so that means I win that spread pick. So appreciate that, Notre Dame. I have no idea what to tell you, Notre Dame fans. This one's going to hurt. And if you keep playing like the way you did here and against Ohio State, good defense against Ohio State, but your offense is non-existent, you're going to miss the ball if you keep playing like this. Back to the drawing board for Marcus Freeman. And if you watch this game towards the end, when Notre Dame was in trouble and the video shots of Marcus Freeman, he was timid. He was like a statue. He was frozen. He wasn't talking to the players. He was having his assistants. He had no idea what to do. He was like a deer frozen in the headlights. And they're doing camera shots of Notre Dame fans. They are disgusted. This is a horrible, horrible loss for a top 10 Notre Dame. You're probably going to fall completely out of the top 25. Marchall might even get ranked because of this. Absolutely outplayed Notre Dame. The better team won. I'm not going to say Marchall got lucky. That's not what happened. The better team won this game. Notre Dame's not very good. Marchall definitely better than Notre Dame. Marchall wins the football game. Congratulations to Marchall. Great win. I'm not sure what your schedule looks like, but, I mean, I think you're a bowl team for sure. Especially especially after you beat Notre Dame on the road. You're definitely a bowl team, possibly a conference champion. And Marshall will be moving on to the Sun Belt. I think they'll be contenders immediately in the Sun Belt. And Marshall keeps moving up. They went from the subdivision level up to the MAC, up to the Conference USA, up to the Sun Belt. Who knows what the next step is going to be. But for now, enjoy your win over Notre Dame. And Notre Dame fans, it's going to be a long wait for you. That's all I can say. Y'all let me know in the comments section, were you expecting this upset? I was expecting this to be closer than the spread, but I wasn't expecting the upset. Not even going to lie. That's all I got for you for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you on my next show.